So I'm going to tell you about what they don't teach in art school, starting right now. Hey friends, it's Becca and welcome to another video. Now this is your first time watching and you want to inspire your inner artist, learn how to paint, draw, learn the business of art or any of the art related content, then start now by subscribing down below so you can see more awesome videos. So whether you are thinking of going to art school or if you have already been to art school, then you can kind of relate. So I'm just going to kind of share with you a couple of things. Now let's first start off with what they do teach you in art school. So the first thing that they do teach you in art school is one, how to master your skill. Of course, depending on what art school you're going to, whether you want to go more into the fine arts, more into the digital arts, and so forth, ceramics, performance, whatnot, they really teach you how to master your skill, or at least a good one. The second thing is they teach you how to meet deadlines, which is really important. And of course, this is going to help you later down the line when you have clients, galleries, and so forth. Then the third thing that they do teach you is how to talk about your art. So it's not just, okay, making something look aesthetically pleasing, but at the same time, learning how to speak in front of an audience and how to express yourself verbally about your artwork. So definitely those are the three main things that you do learn at an art school. So the main thing that they do not teach you in art school is the business of art. Now, what do I mean by that? So I kind of break it down to like three parts. So first you have the networking aspect, then you have the selling, and then you have the distribution. Three main points we're gonna talk about today. So in terms of networking, what do I mean by that? So again, say you wanna be not just a famous artist, right? A famous, profitable artist, okay? You need to know how to network. You need to know how to be social, talk to people, okay? How to talk about yourself, talk about your artwork, building those relationships, because part of buying artwork, they're buying a little bit part of you. So the more they like you, the more they're willing to purchase your artwork. And it's kind of like this thing where, people are like, oh my God, I know an artist. It's kind of like this cool thing, right? So you need to know how to be presentable and network and talk about different people, because essentially how you make money in art is through networking. Unless you have a lot of money and you hire an artist manager to do all the networking for you, well then you could disregard this video. But for 99% of all artists, you don't have the funds to have an art manager, or at least not yet, right? You're starting out. Then you need to know how to network. It's how to sell. There is a difference between talking about my artwork and selling my artwork. There's two ways. Okay, most of the time, your client are not art historians, okay? They want to buy it because it will look really nice in the living room, or because it's super exclusive and they'll be the only ones that have it. That is the majority of your clients. They're not so in depth as cultured as you are in the arts. This is not to be an insult, but this is the reality. You have to literally break it down to like 2 sentences about what the art piece is about. Now, of course, there's some that are more curious. I'm gonna ask you more questions. Well, absolutely. Go a little bit more in depth. But for your average buyer, they care about more of how it looks than the actual concept behind it. Now, if you have a really good concept and you know how to sell it to them, the concept in that 1 to 2 sentence, then of course, it adds that perception of value to the work. And I'm not saying it will go against it. But if you go about, like you're talking to an art critic, trust me, they'll like zone out for what you're saying. And it can actually take away from a sell. So you have to be careful, and you kind of have to read people and see who you're talking to. So that's really important to kind of keep in mind. And then the third thing that they do not teach you in art school is how to distribute. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, so is transporting. When I mean distribute, when you're distributing to a gallery or you're distributing to a client, okay, that's a royal pain in the butt because you gotta prep the canvas a certain way. Then you gotta make sure you have the correct vehicle depending on what, how large your piece is. Now, I went through a lot with this because my pieces were a lot larger, and that's why I had to cut down because, if you don't have a truck, then you gotta rent out a U-Haul. Okay, then you gotta prep the U-Haul, make sure pieces doesn't get dirty. It's a bit of process. Again, that's another video. But again, main thing is networking, how to sell your artwork, and distribution. And what comes to distribution is payment. But again, that's another video. I would highly recommend watching the Dave Lorenzo show. He is a business and sales consultant, and he's absolutely amazing. I've learned a lot from his videos, and it helped further improve my sales. So not only do you want to be successful in your art, but in order to be successful artist, you need to know how to sell and network. So definitely check him out. So thank you so much for joining me today and taking the time to watch this video. Now, if you feel that you learned a lot in this video, make sure to put a thumbs up, really appreciated. If you have any questions, please comment down below. I'd love to kind of explain maybe further in detail on how I can help you. Or if you have any great tips, experiences when it comes to art school and talking about what they don't teach you, please comment down below so I can go ahead and share that with the viewers. I think they'll greatly appreciate it. I will see you in the next video.